Yep, it's the winter season for tractors to put salt on the roads because, as you can see, lots of snow and ice is happening. And good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to snowy and cold and frozen Nürburgring. Namely, welcome back at Apex. Today I would like to give you a couple of updates that have happened and that will be happening over the next couple of weeks, because we'll be closing for holidays for the next couple of weeks till like beginning of January. And let's start off with the most important one, which is also the title of this video. Namely, this E46 M3 will be the taxi, the fun taxi, so to say, for next year. It's a car that belonged to Marta, that's working at Apex, and she really wanted to exchange the GT86 that Apex had, and Robert said, okay, well, let's do this fun exchange. And the GT86 was intended to be the so-called fun taxi for this year, so that when Robert would be here, he would be take out people for just some fun laps. But unfortunately, he had an accident with Polestar when someone crashed into him on a public road, so he couldn't drive. Then later, another misfortune struck where the Hurricane Ian destroyed his house in Florida, so he was quite absent this year from the Nürburgring, as you know. But next year, hopefully, he will have lots of fun with this car with many of you guys on the track. There'll be lots of mods done to the car, as you know. So carbon airbox, nice exhaust, it's already on the right wheels and tires. Maybe brakes will be adjusted as well. What I know is that the car will be stripped because currently it has a bolted cage in it, and it will be replaced for a full-done welded one by Stahlus. By the way, we have here the 2023 calendar of Apex that you can now purchase on the website of Apex for 25 euros, worldwide delivery shipment. So we have all the Apex cars in there. That, oh, look at that, that's my favorite shot of the GT2 RS. And then of course also finally the group shot. So check out the link in the video description. And yeah, for the rest, regarding this car, there are even talks of putting sequential gearbox in there, but for that I guess stay tuned to find out more. But since many of you have been requesting like a fun classic taxi, classic race car, is the E46 already classic? I think it should be like lots of emotion, lots of fun. When it comes to the other taxis, there is no decision yet of what will stay, what will go, what will be replaced, what will come new. For that you have to stay tuned for the probably coming year once we're all back out of our holiday season. But we'll definitely have taxi license, and this is something that we'll have as well. I guess let's hop inside and see what is happening in there. Ooh, big update on the M4. So we'll talk about it in a second. Working hard, I see.
As always.
As always. Nice, I like that.
Waiting hard.
Waiting hard.
Waiting hard.
Well, should we mic you up then and we talk a bit about the M4?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sound, camera, lights.
Action.
Action.
See you.
The hardest worker. No, big shout out to Adrian for editing this video and also making some nice B-rolls, especially of all these parts. So, George, what's happening here? First of all, welcome back. We haven't seen you forever.
Yeah, literally. End of season carnage as such. No, it's the car's done 110,000 kilometers now, I think.
In total?
In total, yeah.
I do have to say that we bought it with 50 or 60,000, I think.
Yeah.
So half of it was by previous owner on the street somewhere, etc. So
yeah, so it's done 50, 60k on Knowledge Life now, so it's a fair whack of kilometers, that's for sure. So over the last 6 months of the season, started to notice like wear and tear on a few things that we don't normally see wear and tear on. So I thought, you know what, come the winter, we'll just change everything that's busted. All the plastics, the hubs are not damaged yet. There's nothing wrong with the hubs that are on the car at the moment, but preventive maintenance, get it done now. So prevent anything happening, because at the end of the day, it is aluminium. It's a strong aluminium, but can still crack. It's normal. So we changed everything. Wishbones, everything you see on the floor here is all new and all going on the car.
Brand new.
Plus there's a few other things. We've obviously got brake discs, endless pads to go back in again. We've got new ones, new brake lines, hence the reason why they're hanging like this at the moment, doesn't matter. New brake lines, a few other little tiny bits and pieces, but yeah, a couple of things haven't arrived yet. So, but this is the majority of it.
This is the majority. So as mentioned, everything is new, even up to the plastics. Of course, this car was made famous again by Robert Kubica, who drove it back then in 2020. The car entered its service in 2017, so it's going to be entering 6th year of action actually next season. So you can say how reliable it is. Engine has been replaced once, and only because it had a busted oil cooler and therefore it leaked oil, and then it drove on without oil, so that's why it needed replacing. Otherwise, it's been very reliable. And no, dear US audience, no crank hub upgrade has been done to this car, and we will also not do it. And also the taxi there with upgraded power has not have that issue, and none of the Nürburgring cars that I know of have that upgrade or issue. So unless you put 1000 horsepower and doing launch controls and drag races, probably you don't need it. Or unless your tuner tells you you have to, because
it's an easy 2,000 euros for
yeah,
him.
exactly. Then that's the thing. But I know that question is always, every single video about BMW people ask. And yeah, but so the hubs, let's start a bit, walk us through the parts. So we have here plastic, we have here the hubs.
So yeah, we've got this is the hub, well, everyone calls it different names, but bearing carrier, hub, same thing. So this is all brand new. Modified slightly for the roll center bearing. You have to grind away the edge so that the lower wishbone doesn't swing and hit the hub itself. So this is a new uniball. This is an old bush, but it's still in good condition. Checked it all, everything. Cleaned it all up, so that's good. New wheel bearings, new back plates. Oh, yeah. New shoes, new everything. It's literally everything is brand new on the hubs, except for a couple of bolts, because BMW for some reason can't get hold of some of these bolts. They send the wrong sizes, so whatever.
Calipers, also new.
Yes, so these are refurbished. We refurbished this beginning of last year to keep until we done this. We knew this was going to happen at some point.
I remember that.
Within the year. So we had these done. Had them painted in black because I think it's just a little bit better than the blue, which ends up green and then ends up black anyway. New pistons, new seals, everything done. Obviously, Thermatech in Kelberg done them for us, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So they'll go on. New Sherma arms on the rear for now. We had them on before, but they've seen better days because of all the stone chips and stuff. We've seen a few gravel traps. So again, preventive. I've put PPF on these ones.
Really?
Because I can't be asked if someone goes through a gravel trap and it chips all the paint off. I can't be asked them to go rusty. So, so yeah, they're on. They'll go on. New heat shields. As you can see, the ones over there are all beaten up. So
that's the old ones.
They've been off so many times. They just eventually get bent and moved around, and then they become weak and come out of shape. So I've got new ones to go on.
Cool.
New side panels, because their old ones were ripped from where it had a couple of offs. New transmission panel, because again, the heat shield side gets all bent up when you're taking it on and off constantly. This was sent to us by a misinterpretation, but we'll replace it anyway. Why not? It's there to be changed. It's the
gearbox carrier? Or?
Yeah, it's the rear gearbox carrier. Then again, we've got front hubs, which I haven't taken the front suspension off yet, so I haven't bothered assembling these just yet, but these are all brand new. We don't need to touch them. They literally just bolt the bearing in, bolt the ABS sensor in, bolt everything to it, job done. Again, front calipers, all refurbished as well, new seals, new pistons, everything measured, painted. I think they'll look good in black, to be honest.
Yeah.
New toe arms, new toe arm gaiters. This is all original BMW stuff. New tie rod ends, lower wishbone, front caster arm. Again, I need to press the old bearing out of we have the Sherma front bearings in this, which we need to press out and put in these ones, providing they press out okay and there's no damage. Otherwise they'll get new ones, but that's that. Then we have the lip, same lip as last time, but repaired and painted in black this time.
It's sort of CS lip, but then in black.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's the CS one, but in gloss black.
Instead of carbon fiber, because it gets damaged.
It just gets damaged too easy. I mean, it's not even like, this didn't even get damaged from coming off the track. It's just damage from stone chips.
Yeah.
Like the front bottom side, like along here, just gets absolutely destroyed from all the stone chips. So we had it repaired and then painted in gloss black. So
nice.
It matches the rear spoiler. So that's that. New drive shafts, which are upstairs. I haven't brought them down yet. The new drive shafts. The KWs are still in good condition. I have no complaints on them whatsoever with the with the reliability. They're awesome. So they're staying on for now. I think we've got some test suspension coming as well. I think we have some JRZ test suspension. They want us to test a different setup. So that will probably go on at some point in the season.
Okay, like active or something?
No, well, they want to try active on the car, but I don't know how much of a headache it will be, because this never came with active, this model.
Yeah.
This one was the one that was
I mean, the same active that we have on the Yaris.
Yeah, so it'll probably be an independent system, which is, we can get into that in another video for sure.
What's this diff?
So it's not a new diff, but it's a used diff with like 10,000 kilometers on it or something. So super low kilometers. It looks all good inside, it looks fairly clean, so it will do. The old diff was absolutely knackered. It's seen.
It was making lots
of kilometers. Like it's down here on the floor, and you can just see by the colour and just see how beaten up it is. It just looks destroyed.
Yeah, I remember when I was driving that car, it's always making like the clunky noise.
Yeah, it's the bearing on the input side, so
okay.
that's destroyed. But I think the pump is knackered on that as well. So the motor, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, the rear carrier, new uniballs in on these ones, new wishbones on the top. The roll bar links are actually still in good condition. There's still no play in them or whatever, so they'll stay for now. And we'll get adjustable ones probably at some point this year.
Yes, we'll have now people comment two things: chipping out on the bolts and on the roll bar links.
What's that?
Oh, you did a full rebuild, but you don't replace the bolts and the carrier, so it's not a full rebuild anymore. You know, people need to have something to complain.
They'll be changed at some point to adjustable. We don't need to change them yet, it doesn't matter. It's, like I say, although it's a full rebuild, what most people would look at here and say, oh, it's a complete build, it's really not. Like, there's a degree where you have to stop with a rental car. Like, we haven't steam cleaned all the arches, we haven't taken all of the underside apart to clean it. There's kind of a line you have to draw with a rental car is, yeah, it's going to get used, but this sees all weather, this sees everything. Everything that you don't want a car to see, this will see. And you have to draw a line. Like, am I going to spend 20 hours cleaning the chassis and painting stuff? Yeah. Probably not. On a customer car, yes, 100%. On a rental car, I don't know. Yeah. As long as the important things are changed, bearing carriers, bearings, etc. is the main thing.
Makes total sense.
So yeah, then we've got the diff lift kit is the same. We replaced these two bushings because I didn't like the tolerance on them, so we changed them. And that's it really. Everything else is still the same. Diff lift kit's in from last time. The roll bar's still good. I did want to try and get a different roll bar on to have a little feel, but it doesn't really matter. The stock one works fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much everything.
Well, since you've been taking care of ordering the parts, do you know the rough cost to it?
Oh, that's a good question. It was somewhere in the ballpark of around 8,500 to 9,500.
Okay.
In total.
Like, so for the new parts, because you said diff is used and stuff.
Yeah, so the diff was used. That was like 1,500. Then we have all the hubs, the bearings, the control arms, the bolts. I mean, there's literally a box of bolts, new bolts. I've still got loads here that I haven't swapped over yet. Oh Christ, how much stuff was there? Everything you see here, plus there was a couple of other small things I ordered as well. I think it was roughly around 9,000. Yeah. Just over 9 grand.
And that's X labor, obviously.
That's obviously X labor, which is changing the uniballs alone is like, well, depends. This one was seized. This one was the one inside here was like properly seized. Yeah. Because it sees every condition, like. On a race car, if it drives a wet race, then it comes in, everything's stripped and everything's cleaned and greased and put back in. But this will do a whole weekend of TF and not be touched for another 2 weeks, like to have anything changed. So yeah, I'd say around 9 grand, I would say. So you're probably looking at around 12 and a half, 13 for a total job to be done.
It's not bad for like a for a 6-year rental.
I'll be honest, it's not bad at all. Like it's. I wouldn't change the hubs if I hadn't already experienced on this model, not this car specifically, but on this model, if I hadn't already experienced cracks, hairline cracks, I wouldn't be changing them. Yeah. Like if I knew that they were strong, most cast hubs, unless they're damaged from accidents, they'll just run and run and run, unless it's the Polo where it melted the bearing inside. But yeah, it's all right. The parts. It's just I want to make sure the car's safe. That's the main thing for us.
Absolutely.
And obviously with all the new control arms, it will feel like a new car.
It should be very good. As you could have seen this year already and previous years, the car is extremely fast. It does not need any more power upgrades whatsoever.
I think we're going to smooth the mapping out though.
Really?
Yeah, that was one thing I spoke to Oleg about or
Yeah.
something. Because the stock S55 has a real bad torque spike really
Yeah.
low. And it won't be any increase in power as such, but it will just be smooth the torque out off that low
Nice.
down revs. So that'll make it a lot more drivable, that's for sure.
Nice, sounds good. So that's so far when it comes to rebuild of the M4. Of course, you can already pre-book this car, especially since the track day calendars have been announced now already. That's a definitely very good car to drive on a track day when you have less traffic, more advanced drivers, so you can enjoy more of the track and the car to yourself. So again, reach out to us, check out the video description, book the car in for you. And otherwise, the track will be open from somewhere mid-March or beginning of March. So unfortunately, no, tomorrow we cannot drive in snow with it as much as we want. The car's not even registered anyway, so. But that's about it. So I guess wishing you happy holidays and looking forward to seeing you next year in one of our cars, whether it's M4 or the E46 or maybe F80. We will find out more on that later on.